Have y'all seen the TikToks that China is putting out about all the secrets on how luxury items are made, and they're just slapping the names on it?
Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag. This that you've just seen, the perlage, you need to be very skilled and very, very good.
In Italy, made in China, or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way, because some brands get real creative when it comes to made in.
It was my first time shopping at Hermès, and let me tell you how it went.
We got a lot of requests, do Hermès next, and that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Some of Emma's products are made in China. Towels are from Fuyue in Shandong. They also make products for Chanel and IKEA. Beddings are from Yue in Shandong. Men's shoes are from Shachi in Shandong. Tableware are from Gaochun in Jiangsu.
Welcome back to StarHush, where the secrets spill louder than a Birkin drop. Hermès just hit the panic button. For real, the high-end fashion empire is now taking legal action against the same Chinese factories that used to work for them. And let's just say, the skeletons are falling hard out the luxury closet. These ain't just random bootleggers making fake bags. Nah, these are the exact factories that helped Hermès create their iconic Birkins and Kellys, the same ones selling for $20,000 and up. And now, these factories are exposing everything. They're pulling back the curtain and revealing receipts that are shaking the fashion world. They've gone viral on TikTok, dropped interviews, and shared proof that's got Hermès sweating heavy. Turns out those made in France labels might not be as French as they look. For years, Hermès sold us this fairy tale. Artisanal leather bags, stitched with love by elegant craftspeople in glowing workshops somewhere deep in Paris. You know, that cozy vision, a French artisan in a white coat sewing your bag by hand under warm lights with soft jazz playing in the background. But guess what? That image was all marketing magic. The real story is sounding way more like outsourced labor, secret shortcuts, and shady outsourcing.
This Birkin bag at Hermès boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step. First thing first, Hermès only used the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. The same leather as this one will cost 450 USD. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? And next, thread. And of course, for Hermès Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called fil al chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD. And then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD.
These factories say they were not only making the bags, they were training others how to copy them. They've allegedly made ghost Birkins using the exact materials and techniques, which means there's luxury twins floating around out there. And Hermès can't tell which one is real. Now Hermès is running to the courts trying to silence the chaos, but the truth is already out, and it's spreading faster than a TikTok tutorial. This ain't just a copyright lawsuit. This is a full-on fashion expose, and baby, it's just getting started.
Put the finishing touches on a Kelly, the most difficult bag to build. It starts with 30 distinct cuts of leather and can take 20 hours to complete, 4 hours for just the handle. There are no manuals or cheat sheets. Artisans rely on their training and muscle memory to make every bag.
Now here's where things really start unraveling. Insiders and the viral breakdown by Tanner Leatherstein are saying that up to 80% of these so-called French luxury bags are actually being made in China. Yes, you read that right. We're not talking about just sourcing materials or packaging. We mean the real work, cutting the leather, stitching the seams, threading the handles, all of it done overseas. Then, Hermès allegedly swoops in, does one tiny touch-up, maybe snaps on a buckle or presses a stamp in a Parisian room, and boom, it magically becomes made in France. That's the trick they've been playing for years, and now the truth's spilling everywhere. So when those same Chinese factories that have been building these bags started pulling out receipts, real footage, photos, proof of full-scale production, Hermès didn't just panic, they blew a fuse. They weren't ready for their billion-dollar illusion to be exposed with receipts and timestamps. Let's be honest, it's not luxury if the label's the only French part.
So Hermès has put out a response to China, and they have like a video in a factory sort of showing people trying to show that they're actually the ones who are making the bags in a factory somewhere in France.
Now step into the scene. Tanner Leatherstein, the luxury industry's worst nightmare. And trust, he ain't no random on TikTok playing with scissors. This man's a full-blown leather specialist with a cult-like following. And he's got one mission: blow the lid off fake luxury hype. He's known for buying $1,000 designer bags and slicing them wide open on camera just to expose what's really inside, stitch by stitch. He's the same guy who shook up Chanel by revealing their premium bags had plastic-coated leather and fake gold hardware under all that glam. Then he dragged Louis Vuitton, clowned Bottega Veneta, and now he's coming hard at Hermès. And baby, it's brutal. Tanner exposed that the leather used in some Hermès bags, same quality you'd find in a $100 dupe off Etsy. And the price to actually make a Birkin? Try $600. Yep, that's with premium leather and real metal hardware too. So when you're out here dropping $14,000, $25,000, or even $40,000 on a bag, just know the real cost ain't even touching 4 figures. Let that sink in.
I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
Now picture Hermès watching all this play out. Videos hitting millions of views, their so-called luxury brand getting peeled back like a cheap sticker. Because here's the wild twist. Those Chinese manufacturers the fashion world tried to clown for fakes, turns out they were the real deal. These weren't knockoffs, they were producing the actual Hermès bag straight from the source. 80% of the labor done in China, and then a snap button and a stamp in France suddenly makes it authentic.
Take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that.
So what does Hermès do now that the cat's all the way out the luxury bag? Did they take accountability? Maybe apologize for the trickery? Absolutely not. Instead of owning it, they hit panic mode and ran straight to their lawyers. Yup, Hermès is now out here filing lawsuits like hotcakes, coming from multiple Chinese factories with claims of misuse of intellectual property and, get this, defamation. Translation? How dare y'all tell the world our bags ain't 100% made in France? But here's the wild part. These Chinese manufacturers were not bootleggers off the corner. These were the exact same factories Hermès contracted to do the work. These folks were legally making the bags for them. But now that they started spilling tea, Hermès acting brand new like they don't even know them. Like they ain't been sending them materials and blueprints for years.
Edge oil. This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat sealed edge oil. For each bag, it will cost 50 USD. The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Riri brand. The zipper for one bag is 10 USD. And then the cost of human resource. Human resource cost will be 600 USD. Package. Now this is not as expensive, it's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermès will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo.
Let's do some real math here. Hermès reportedly pulled in a smooth $15.2 billion in 2024. That's not millions of bags, that's tens of millions. Now ask yourself if it takes 2 full days to handcraft just one Birkin. Where is this magical team of 24/7 French artisans sewing away in candlelight? The numbers don't lie. They ain't adding up. And it's giving straight up cap. And guess what? Hermès ain't the only one caught in this luxury illusion. Prada, same playbook. Chanel, in it too. Louis Vuitton, you already know. These brands produce nearly the entire item in China, then slap on one zipper or button in Italy, just so they can legally put Made in Italy on the label. It's not heritage, it's a hustle. This ain't craftsmanship, it's marketing warfare. And shoppers been getting played all in the name of a fancy label.
It's the Chinese supply behind product. Bags are from Sitong Handbag in Dongguan City, Guangdong Province. It's a factory specializing in handbags for 54 years, and it produces 80% of the world luxury bags.
And now that the truth's spreading like wildfire, the resale market, it's shaking. Luxury bag prices are slowly dipping because folks are waking up. People dropping $25,000 for what turns out to be the same exact product as a $400 dupe made in the same factory. Oh, the chaos is real. Thanks to Tanner and his scalpel of truth, all those high-end bags claiming to be made of the finest calfskin, turns out a bunch of them got exposed as cheap PE-coated leather, and collectors are heated. Buyers feel duped, like they've been sold a dream wrapped in fake exclusivity. And if Hermès isn't about quality or skilled craftsmanship anymore, then what did folks really pay for? Just the fantasy. Just the name. Let's call it what it is. Western luxury brands been selling this big shiny lie for decades. They told us made in China means low quality, but that old narrative don't hit anymore. China's leather factories today, they're elite. They got top-tier machinery, skilled craftspeople, access to premium materials, the real deal. And guess what? Some of these same facilities are the ones producing for both high-end luxury names and your favorite mid-range brands, even some of the fakes. Yep, all that changes the tag they sew on the inside. There are even folks out here getting factory extras, like real bags, same exact build, same hardware, but with no brand stamped on it. One creator said she copped UGG boots made in the exact same factory as the real ones for just $5. Same suede, same sole, zero difference, besides the logo.
He started making his boots in China, and that is these boots right here. This is pretty much the UGG boot that like most Americans will have in their house. I was very pissed off when I found out the truth because I grew up in Southern California. I remember being in elementary school when I would only see 2 people in the entire school wearing UGG boots, and they were always the cool surfer kid.
Western media have been playing the long game, conditioning folks to believe that made in China means trash and made in Europe automatically screams elite. But when you really peel back the curtain, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's not about quality anymore. It's about marketing, influence, and big money agendas. See, most of these luxury brands, they're not even family-run fashion houses anymore. They've been snatched up by private equity firms and investment groups that only care about margins, not craftsmanship. These companies are just overpriced production machines now, pumping out bags with inflated price tags for people still stuck on a fantasy. And now that the truth's leaking out, they're in panic mode. Now let's talk about the man of the moment, Tanner Leatherstein. This ain't just some dude with TikTok opinions. He's a straight-up leather detective. He's not getting paid to bash brands, and he's not out here pushing knockoffs. He's showing real receipts. Tanner has literally taken scissors to his own $1,800 wallet collection, slicing open designer products on camera, just to show what's inside. And time after time, what he finds? Major disappointment. Cheap materials, flimsy craftsmanship, and the price pure scam.
Most of those bags I cut open, just expensive, nothing special. But it feels truly exceptional.
But let's keep it 100. These brands wouldn't be raking in billions without the celebrity cosign. That's the real secret sauce. You think Beyonce out here buying 10 Birkins just cause she bored? Please. Most of those bags are either gifted or part of a brand deal. It's called strategic placement, a fancy term for free promo with a face. Cardi B gets a $60,000 Hermès bag sent straight to her doorstep, posts one flick holding it on Instagram, and boom, suddenly every influencer and their cousin thinks they need one just to feel important. That's not luxury. That's influence dressed up in leather and gold hardware. You're not buying handcrafted fashion anymore. You're buying celebrity validation.
Is as humbling as your daughter drawing on your $60,000 Birkin, am I right? Yeah. I couldn't even be mad at her because when I asked her, I was like, I wanted to see if she was gonna tell me the truth. I was like, Coach, did you draw on mommy's purse?
Literally spent $60,000 on this purse. Look what my daughter did to my purse.
Let's rewind real quick to that moment. Kylie Jenner flexed her Hermès closet tour like it was an art gallery. People lost their minds, drooling over rows of Birkins stacked like trophies. But here's the question nobody really asked. How many of those bags did she actually pay for? And even if she did drop a check, were they really crafted in Paris or stitched up in the back of a factory in Shenzhen?
Where I keep all my purses. This one here is really special. If my house is on fire, I would take this one out of all of them.
See, that's the part the luxury world doesn't want you to think about. Cause it's not just the A-listers running the game anymore. Influencers are playing it dirty too. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, they're flooded with unboxings, luxury hauls, what's in my bag videos. And most of these folks didn't spend a dime of their own money. PR packages, brand deals, quiet partnerships, it's all a show.
Unbox my latest Hermès bag with me. This is my first bag I got this year. I usually get one bag a year and this is the one for this year. And I'm really excited about it.
These influencers are making thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, just to post a quick video with a designer purse. And the message they're selling? You need this $20,000 bag if you want to matter. Meanwhile, the brands are behind the scenes cackling, flipping a $600 production cost into a $26,000 fantasy just because you saw it on your FYP in 4K with moody lighting and luxury vibes. Now, let's break down the Birkin trap, because yes, it's a trap. Somewhere along the way, owning a Birkin became the ultimate flex, the golden badge of I made it. But here's the gag. Hermès don't even let just anybody buy one. You can't walk into the store like you're grabbing a coffee and expect to walk out with a Birkin. Nope, you gotta play the game. First, you drop thousands on keychains, scarves, fragrances, belts, all the little luxury crumbs, just to build up a purchase history. And only after all that spending might a sales associate quietly offer you the chance to buy one like they're doing you a favor. That's not customer service. That's a luxury cult with a velvet rope.
The Hermès, they say, I want to buy one of these. You know what they say to you? No, we don't have them. First of all, you have to be Hermès customers. You have to demonstrate that you like the brand. And then you can only buy one per year.
Now we got to talk about the resale market, because that's where the luxury dream used to live. Just a few years back, folks were flipping Birkins like they were flipping penthouses in Miami. Buy low, sell high, repeat. These bags were being treated like real estate with handles. But now, that market is crumbling. Fast. Ever since Tanner Leatherstein dropped those receipts and the factory leaks started flooding the internet, resale prices been sliding like a busted heel on a marble floor. The magic is gone. If the exclusivity ain't real, the French craftsmanship ain't solid, and the same exact leather's being stitched in the same workshop that pumps out dupes, then why would anybody keep paying $30,000 for a bag that costs $600 to make? Buyers are nervous, collectors are panicking, and resellers, they sweating hard. What used to be seen as a fashion investment is now giving buyer's remorse in designer font. One resale consultant even posted about a client trying to flip her Birkin 30 in Grisatan, palladium hardware, mint condition, fresh out the dust bag, but it's from 2021. And the offers, way below what she expected. But here's the real kicker. A whole lot of celebrities and influencers been rocking fakes this whole time. And I'm not talking sloppy knockoffs either. I'm talking high-grade mirror dupes that look identical to the real ones, and they still tagging the official brands on IG like it's straight out the Hermès vault. Why they do it? Easy. To keep up appearances without burning through $60,000 on a purse. Some stylists even source the fakes themselves, throw them on their clients for clout, tag the brand, rack up those likes and invites, and get front row seats at Fashion Week. All while the real bag's still sitting in a warehouse in Shenzhen.
I've been speaking to this client here regarding selling her Birkin 30 Gris Etane, if I'm not wrong. Gris Etane is the color, and it's palladium hardware. The bag is in box fresh condition, but it's Y stamp, which means it's a 2021 piece.
It's wild, right? The whole industry out here rewarding illusion, not authenticity. As long as the tag says Hermès and the lighting is cute, nobody's asking questions. So next time you see your favorite celeb flexing that designer bag on the gram, don't assume it's real. Don't even assume they care if it is.
The jury on my arm is real. Don't love me because of no diamonds. Take all this. This bracelet right here look real as a. This shit was $23 on Amazon.
Anna is wearing a fake Louis Vuitton fanny pack and she didn't know it. I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why I know that this Louis Vuitton bag is fake.
So let's break it all the way down. Who's really winning in this luxury circus? The brands? Still swimming in billions. Hermès, Chanel, Louis Vuitton? They're stacking profits like Jenga blocks. Celebs? Still living lavish, getting gifted bags and paid to flex them. Influencers? Still racking up PR packages, invites to Fashion Week, and paid collabs off a bag they didn't buy. But the everyday buyer? That's who's taking the L. Yeah, you. You out here dropping a whole month's rent, or 2, on a label stitched into a leather bag that was likely made in the same building as a knockoff. All because the girl on TikTok told you it was a must-have and your favorite rapper flashed it in a video. And what are you really paying for? Not quality, not true craftsmanship, just the illusion of status. But here's where the story flips again. And this part is even wilder. Hermès isn't just stressing behind closed doors anymore. Nope. They're putting on the full armor and going to war. Legally. Word is, they've started hitting Chinese manufacturers with lawsuits left and right. Not just 1 or 2, a whole wave of them, all for exposing the truth. They're coming with claims like misuse of intellectual property and defamation, but let's keep it a buck. Hermès isn't mad because of lies. They're mad because receipts came out and exposed what was real. These factories didn't just speak, they showed what was going on. They pulled the curtain back, and now the whole luxury fantasy is cracked wide open. And the timing? Couldn't be worse for Hermès. See, the US has been cracking down heavy on imports from China. Them tariffs are hitting harder than ever, and now brands are being forced to reveal where their products really come from, which means Hermès can't hide behind the Made in France mask anymore when the stitching was done in Shenzhen. This whole situation, it didn't just rattle Hermès, it exposed the blueprint of the entire luxury game. This ain't about craftsmanship no more. This is about marketing, about smoke, mirrors, and stitched up illusions. And now that illusion is cracking wide open, Hermès ain't just trying to protect their reputation, they're straight up fighting to keep their empire from sinking. Because once folks start asking, wait, was my $30,000 bag made in the same space as a $50 dupe? That's when things get real ugly. The minute made in France starts sounding like made somewhere else and labeled French later, the fantasy collapses. And trust, if Hermès goes down, brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Dior, Chanel, all them heavy hitters, they're next in line. This whole game been built on the illusion of exclusivity. Labels like Made in Italy or Parisian leather were never about location. They were about control, a way to justify sky-high prices for mid-grade goods. And now that people are waking up, Hermès is panicking. They're pointing fingers, filing lawsuits, trying to silence the very same factories they paid to do the dirty work. But it's too late. That genie is out the luxury bag. And baby, it ain't going back in. Receipts are everywhere. Screenshots, leaked contracts, viral breakdowns. Consumers are smarter now, and the internet never forgets. Once trust is broken, even the richest label can't sew it back together. So now it's on you. Are you still about to drop $20,000 on a Birkin that might have been stitched in the same building as your Amazon return? Are you still chasing the fantasy, or are you finally seeing through the label? Hit that like button if you're side-eyeing your favorite luxury brand. Just a little harder today. Tap subscribe so you don't miss the next messy drop, because this rabbit hole goes deep. And drop your thoughts in the comments. Should celebrities be held responsible for pushing overpriced illusions? Is luxury still luxury once the truth comes out? We'll be watching, my stars and hushers. I'll see you in the next one.